Hey, this is Becky Mader, and I'm going to be talking today about the legal aspects of teacher evaluation. So first of all, a summary of the materials that I read. Many believe that reform would offer better information on strengths and weaknesses of our teachers and also help districts to tailor professional development in services, supports, mentoring, coaching, those sorts of things. Some focus more on looking for a process that would help us to eliminate bad teachers quickly and effectively. The Every Student Succeeds Act. This act ended federal involvement when it comes to influencing, placing demands, prescribing systems for our evaluation in education. This de-emphasizes the test scores, makes it a little bit less high stakes when it comes to that aspect, and it encourages redesign. So that would include new accountability systems, and it makes me think right away of Kansas Can and the redesign of our school districts in Kansas with our new KESA accreditation process, and also with those school improvement plans that we're working on through Kansas Star. So I would look to see how that redesign in our state might impact or correlate with our teacher evaluation process. So some driving issues that surround this aspect. First of all, it's unfair for teachers that are in non-tested subjects to be judged by the test scores of students that they don't impact, students they don't reach, students they don't even teach. Those concerns over the use of test scores have fueled dozens of lawsuits. It's a hot topic among our teachers' unions, etc. This is particularly close to me because I am a special education teacher, and while my kids do take standardized tests, I am not necessarily having a direct impact on those test scores. There are lots of people involved and we have to work as a team. And while I know that all of us needs to be accountable for that, it is sometimes difficult to show growth. I think oftentimes when I work with my administrators, I look and show the growth that we're making on our IEPs. And it's not a matter of my students not passing the state assessments. I work with gifted students and they pass the state assessments with ease, but we need to show that we're providing an appropriate education showing growth. So I have a little bit different viewpoint on this particular subject, but I do feel like it definitely is unfair for us to judge the teachers based on the scores of students they don't even teach, and especially considering all the other factors that come into play when we want to talk about that issue. So relevant lawsuits. I chose this one in particular. It's from Texas. It was filed in 2014, but their alleged violations I seem to kind of agree with. So the standard for student growth is vague, and I feel like that is something that definitely impacts me with my work with gifted students. Then the statistical evaluation method is opaque, so certain groups of teachers, such as those who teach English language learners, that was their focus, but I can see how this would tie to many other populations that also have a unique learning differences. They are at risk for lower scores. So this status is in progress. There was a trial date set. It was ruled that the claims were legitimate and a violation of the due process rights. So the district did end its contract with the evaluation instrument that they were using and did not replace the teacher evaluation system with any other software. So they were considering that to be a huge victory in that particular case. So Derby Public Schools is where I'm currently working, and my role right now, I am a gifted service provider, but right now I'm in an interim position as a principal at one of our elementary schools. So I am pretty familiar with this evaluation process and reviewed it again just to be sure that I was really clear about it. So the Derby students, we believe, deserve the highest quality of education. The evaluation of our personnel is essential. We need to provide quality instruction that aligns with our district goals and our objectives, and then also promote professional learning that allows educators to continually grow and improve. So I really do feel like those align with my personal philosophies as well. So some forms and documents that we have our teachers complete, and our administrators also. We have pre-observation forms, classroom observations, the educator reflection form, the artifact checklist, evaluation summary, exempt position evaluation summary. So that's where some of those issues, those legal issues were addressed, where we can look at the uniqueness of a position and the students impacted. And then there's also a notice of unsatisfactory performance and then a plan of intensive assistance. So our procedures, there's an awareness and training that must be presented at the beginning of each school year. So within the first 30 days, it has to be reviewed and questions need to be answered. Everything needs to be addressed. Within the first 2 years of employment, you get 2 formal evaluations throughout the year. Your 3rd and 4th years of employment, you get 1 formal evaluation. And then after your 4th year of employment, you get a formal every 3 years and then an informal all of your other years. So I was looking at the difference between a formal and an informal. When you're on an informal evaluation schedule, only 1 observation is required. So that really means just your principal has to come into your classroom 1 time throughout the year to observe. So that seems a little bit weak to me, in my opinion. I think it's really difficult to really know about someone's instructional strategies and the relationship with their students if you're just basing it off that. But I do know that all of our principals are frequently out in the building and in classrooms and everything like that. But as far as the requirements go, only 1 observation. You don't have to turn in any artifacts, and there is less paperwork for everyone involved. Our evaluation model, we have adopted the framework for teaching. It's research-based, and it provides a clearly defined framework that helps educators improve instruction. So again, that aligns with my beliefs and my philosophies. So the advantages there: definitely maximizes learning and engagement, provides a common vocabulary for all involved, clear expectations, and it parallels our district improvement initiatives, which we have a very comprehensive strategic plan and ideas that we have adopted as a district that align with this. So it is research-based. The Educational Testing Service conducted research led by Charlotte Danielson. So that is the model that we have adopted. It includes 4 domains: the planning and preparation, the classroom environment, the instruction, which is considered to be the heart of teaching, the actual engagement of students in the content material, and then professional responsibilities. And all of these domains are addressed. We are asked to select 2 that we want to focus on each year and write professional goals. And then we are ranked or rated exemplary, proficient, developing, or unsatisfactory. So in reflection, I believe that our Derby Schools has a strong model, a strong framework. It is very time consuming for all. When I talk with principals in our district, they definitely do dread, especially the new staff members that require 2 formal evaluations per year. It is a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of forms, and a lot of time spent with these teachers. But I also believe that it's very important to mentor our new teachers. I wonder sometimes, because it is so time consuming and our principals are just overwhelmed with so much to do and so many priorities, I just wonder sometimes if it's always done with integrity. And I don't know, that would require some more investigation. I still believe that with the rubrics we have in place and the rating scales, it still could be subjective, especially if you're trying to bring into play some other aspects rather than just that 1 single observation. But I think we need to find a balance between being able to use the evaluation tool as a way to support our teachers and help them grow, but also we have a lot of teachers that are considered to be ineffective and they just get transferred around and around throughout the district, or they just keep going on as ineffective teachers, and we modify our schedule or our groupings, or we make changes ourselves in the best interest of the students, but for some reason those teachers are still here teaching ineffectively. So I think we need to find some balance and find some solutions for that. And then the last thing I listed there are the interventions and supports adequate or effective, and I think that's going to tie right in with our mentoring program, which is also being revamped at this time. So there are my sources listed right there, and that is all I have on the evaluation process in general and the way that it works in Derby, Kansas. Thanks.